Welcome back, everybody, to the Briones Pickleball Breakdown. We are going to jump into some really awesome points for you guys, so make sure to check it out.
All right, in this point, we're here at the Orchard at Jigsaw Health again, and we have Caden and Pessa Teoni against Nico Montoya and Cooper Fratt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here we go. See, Cooper and Nico are stacking again. Good drop there. It's actually nice ball movement here at the kitchen line. Really nice. So we're going to watch this in real time, and then we will break it down.
Not on my watch. No, I didn't think so.
Ooh, pumped up counter. All right, now let's break it down. All right, here we are. Now we're going to break it down in slow motion for all you viewers so that you can see what the pros are thinking, how they move, what kind of decisions they make. So here we go. We got Cooper serving from the even side, and again, he's playing with a lefty, so they want to put their forehands in the middle here. And pretty shorter return, Caden, but why aren't you guys stacking right here? Because you and Pessa usually stack on the serve.
Correct. So one thing to mention, right, is just because you do have a lefty and righty combo, that doesn't necessarily mean it always works. So in this match, you can see Cooper and Nico stacking, but I'm returning from the even side here, and Pesa and I had actually talked about this a little bit before this point, and we had talked about kind of how we had been playing on each side. So we found that we had a little bit more success when I was in front of Cooper. So even though our backhands are in the middle here, we found something that we kind of liked, and we ended up kind of just sticking with it until it didn't work anymore.
Yeah, so here again, too, on the return, if you are trying to stack on the return, there's much more ground to cover. You can see Caden returning here from this position, and for this stack, if Caden were to return this ball, he would have to run all the way up and replace Pessa, and then Pessa would have to slide over. So sometimes if your opponents are hitting really good serves and really deep, you can see here, if you guys were trying to stack on this ball, Caden's ball's a little short. So it could get a little dicey, especially if you're not hitting solid returns or you don't feel like
for sure
you can sometimes.
Well, we'll also keep in mind, right? Like as a lefty and a righty on a team, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to stack on every single point. I'm a big believer, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah. And in this case, we had found something that we kind of liked with us on the wrong sides of the court, technically for us, but it worked. So if it's working, there's no reason to say, okay, well, it's working, but I'm supposed to play this side and you're supposed to play that side. And that's why I say whether you play with a lefty or a righty, it's really important to make sure that you guys are capable and you guys are practicing playing both sides. Because you just never know when you might need to switch things up and give your opponents a different look.
Yeah, that's really good. So let's hop right into this third shot drop choice here by Cooper. Great serve, a little bit short return, and I'm gonna.
At least I went to the backhand. I knew he wasn't gonna attack with the backhand, so I wasn't sweating too much about hitting the craziest deepest return. I knew he would kind of go for the drop if it was on his backhand side.
Yep, and then we can see here. We talked about this in a lot of our videos. You can see Nico here watching the ball. And you can actually see him lead in or detach, whatever you want to use. I use the term lead in. He leads his partner in. He can see Cooper is well balanced. His weight is moving forward. So Nico has the green light to kind of move up in that transition. And Cooper hits a really, really good drop to Pessa's forehand and forcing that low contact you can see there. One thing I do want to mention here is as Cooper hits this ball, look where Pessa is standing here. He's standing right in the middle. He's leaving this corner of the court open, I think it's good as you are coming up, Caden.
Yeah.
Trying to clog that middle.
Take away that middle. Yep.
Take away that middle shot. Again, at lower level all the way to higher levels, most winners are hit through the middle. So if you clog that middle, you're in good hands.
It's true.
And obviously Cooper hits a good ball, but since it's slow, Pesa can adjust and hit this next shot.
Yep.
So here we go. Now we're into the dink game. Great drop there. And we got a good cross-court ball again. Okay. Little down the line dink. Really, really nice.
Pesa goes up the line to kind of get my forehand dink involved, which I love. Right. Then I kind of switch things up again and go towards Cooper's backhand.
And you guys are actually, there's a lot of movement here. Instead of a lot of cross-court dinks here, usually we'll see a little bit. But you all four are moving the ball around really well, going up the line, trying to keep the play and the patterns unpredictable, I think.
Yeah.
Caden just keeping that ball down to Cooper right there. And you force them to half volley lift dink here. And again, to the forehand. So what's your thought process here, again, Caden, when you're playing a righty and lefty combo like Cooper and Nico here? I would think, keeping it cross court to Nico's backhand would be a good play, or, hitting it more towards the middle like this when you go up the middle.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Certain things. Are you looking for something?
Yeah. So notice if you back up even to here, right? Pause. As he's hitting this dink, Nico's kind of on that line, but then as I'm hitting that ball, you see him kind of move his feet into the split step right up on that line to look for something kind of with his forehand to attack. Now, yes, the cross-court pattern is always good, but I will say if you find someone in position like this where they're a little bit lower to the net, they're looking for something to attack, a dink to the left foot to kind of jam them is something that is absolutely beautiful. Now, Nico handles it like a absolute boss, right? You see him, he looks at it and he goes, well, that's not the ball I can take in the air. So he takes the step back, gives himself the room, and he goes right back to that position to say, all right, well, hey, let's see if you can do it again.
Yes, and for those of you who are taught and told to never back up off the non-volley zone line, this is a great example. Pro-level players like Nico here, he gets this ball headed towards that line, and what does he do? He moves his dominant foot out the way, creating space, and what does he do? You're going to see him
comes right back
up to the line. So really good. Now you try to hit it more cross-court, and Nico tries to create something. I call this running around or getting to your strong shot. Again, we see this in lower level play, but higher level players, it's good to do this if you have good mobility. Get to your strong side. Maybe you can see from this position, Nico can speed up. He could dink. He has different options here.
He really does.
And then if the contact point is a little low here, which he finds it is, he'll just keep it in play and kind of roll, trying to dink that back. So Caden, that was really good. We're going to look at Caden's shuffle step here from this dink from Nico. We talked about the shuffle step.
Yep. And actually, talking about my dink, right? I tried to go a little bit more cross court to Nico's backhand, but after I hit my shot, I went to the middle to cover that middle until he went back outside to my sideline.
Yeah. So
always follow your ball.
Follow your ball. You can see, actually, let's go back and look at that, what Caden is talking about here. You can see all the players in this position. When Caden is hitting the ball from his sideline, you can see Cooper right there. He's on his sideline guarding it. Nico's in the middle. And look at where Pesa is. Everyone is kind of mirrored here, and you can see everyone's in great position. So when Caden hits that ball cross court, look at everyone move towards the right of the screen. And then here, this is where good footwork at the pro level is just so evident. We can see this. Caden is going to be moving right to this dink, and he's actually going to be bringing that left foot in and then moving that left foot back. So kind of a modified shuffle step to the back here. Really good dink there. Okay, and let's see. Another good dink here. You can see Pesa uses a little lunge step. Again, kind of like a combination of a shuffle and a lunge, but he's still really low to the ball. Contact is good. and it forces Cooper into that half volley there. And this is, I think, what sets up that speed up.
Oh, yeah.
Again, when we talk about, the ball that sits up, and if you are popping up the ball in a high-level play, this is not a very uncommon thing. We see speed ups off the bounce a lot. So this is an opportunity for someone to take a little higher bounce and then speed up here. So one thing that I really like about Pesa's positioning on the speed up is he doesn't sell it.
Yep.
Right. So a big thing here is a lot of times when lower level players are speeding up their ball or they're going to speed up the ball, they have a big backswing.
They give it away.
You can see Pesa, this is where he starts his paddle. So it looks very similar to a dink.
Yep.
This guy's is super huge at higher levels. Watch him just accelerate through the ball with some topspin, and Nico, as a veteran, is ready for that. Let's just look at this counter one more time.
Sitting on it.
Sitting on that, getting ready, and just being and anticipating the speed up first.
Yep.
At higher levels, we're always ready for that, Nico.
That's right.
One thing that he does, he doesn't take his paddle super far back. He's, he just right around his shoulder, and he short compacts counter.
And he's able to bring it cross court, which is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, and then Caden with the reset here. Again, a lot of people ask, when should you reset? When should you counter? This is a situation where Caden makes a great decision. He's taking a ball that's actually headed down, right? Look at how low this is.
At my left shin.
And he chooses not to attack it, but to reset it. So perfect reset there. And then let's see if we have another speed up. Really, really good. And then the counter. So that was right on the line there. But let's see this. Another dead dink is what I call it. Again, anytime the ball sits up like this, you have to be ready for that speed up first.
Yep. And look at both me and Pesa are ready for the speed up.
Yeah.
Right. He knew what kind of ball I just kind of gave them. Yes, I reset the point, but as you guys can tell, my reset did float a little bit high, right? So I know for a fact that ball is going to be sped up. And if it's not, guess what? I'm still going to be thinking it until it doesn't happen.
Exactly. So again, cross-court attack from Nico, little high. I know this lands in the kitchen, and for all those of you who think if your reset lands in the kitchen, you're good at higher levels. If it's a high bounce like this, we need to prepare. Look at Pesa here. I just want to show you his positioning. He gets really low. And in this position, Caden, you don't get as low as him, but it's just good practice. Soon as you see the ball go up, get in that wide stance. This is just a really good example. Pesa just really getting ready here.
And boom, right? So think about it this way, right? Pesa is thinking, okay, where could Cooper possibly go for a speed up,
really
right?
Good.
Look at him. He's sitting dead smack in the middle, right? Because he knows he's dealing with the lower part of the net.
Yes.
He gets lower, expecting that ball to be lower, and he is getting himself pretty much in the perfect position where if Cooper did decide to attack middle, Pesa would have been more than ready for that ball, right?
Yeah, and another thing, really good, Caden, information there. When this ball sits up here, from this position, I want to pause it right when Cooper attacks from this position here.
Yep.
There's not many places he can go. He can either go kind of towards you, Caden.
Towards my left shoulder, yep.
Yep. If he goes more than that, near the sideline, he's flirting with that out ball, so he doesn't want to do that. The other good place he can go is middle, which Pesa is defending.
Yeah.
And then this corner over here, by the sideline over here is not really open because he has to, if he's going to hit it hard, he needs space.
That's not open for an attack. It's open for a dink.
Open for a dink.
That's not something that could necessarily really hurt us, so we're not too worried about it. Now, one thing I will mention is go back really quickly, right? So into that position, we talked about Pesa's positioning. Now let's talk a little bit about mine because you guys can tell, obviously, right there, right? I'm not really that low. All right. And I'll tell you exactly why. What's going through my mind, right? Pesa's low because he knows he's dealing with the lower part of the net. All right. I am in front of him, which means I'm dealing with the higher part of the net, which means he is going to need to attack higher to get that ball into an awkward position for me. So I am standing up a little bit more upright. either expecting this speed up more at my chin to either let it go, or if it's hit pretty softly, I'm looking for the counter. Or maybe I'm standing a little bit more upright in case that ball clips the net. So for me to be a little bit lower there wouldn't really help me in too much or in too many ways. So I decided to kind of stay a little bit more upright. And I actually, right as he's hitting his ball, I bait my hands a little bit lower to kind of let him think that the upstairs area is open for attack. And as soon as he hits his ball, look where I bring my hands. Yup, I bring my hands right up, and I'm going for that counter. Now, I will say, Cooper probably shouldn't have attacked my chest because that is one spot I am very, very comfortable.
Well, in general, you don't want to be attacking chest anyway.
It's true, right? But also, that being said, I don't mind that counter option. I was able to kind of get a little bit of a swing on it. I was expecting it, and man, well, I shifted. That's one thing to also bring up as well. As he sped up, I noted that he was going to go to my chest, so I sat backhand and I got ready to slide my feet over just a little bit. To get myself in a better position, and boom, winner.
Good stuff there. And again, this is not the greatest attack. Again, it's just because it goes right to Caden here, but this is, now looking at this attack again, this is fairly low. It doesn't, from this angle, it's hard to tell, but it's a fairly low ball. And if you're going to attack this, you got to put it in a good spot. Chest level, at higher levels.
Well, and I think he actually could have caught it a little bit higher, but I think he was trying to hold on to that ball to kind of get us jumping before him and get us into a different position. But we did a good job of holding our ground. Yeah,
so this is just a good counter, and it's just good awareness, Caden. You know that he is
inside the line,
going to come and attack it. Now let's watch it one more time in live emotion. All right, here we go.
Normal speed, baby.
Got Coop, the serve.
Wow, pickleball is so much more entertaining to watch when it's fast like this. This is normal speed, everybody. This is not sped up.
Okay, good. Talk about that shuffle step, creating space. Here's the attack. Boom, boom, reset.
Adios,
and
Chuck.
Counter.
Adios.
Okay, so really, really good. Hopefully you really enjoyed that. Again, breaking things down in slow-mo is really, really important to see these little nuances and little things. Hopefully that you keep following us. So make sure you subscribe to this channel for more breakdowns like this. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.